killed me, Oatmeal Joey Arnold. I just want to really quickly talk about what happened to me on Ojawall. I'm going to give you a little bit of some background information about what happened. It's a big deal to me, even if it's not really a big deal. I just want to talk about how it almost killed me and destroyed my career and everything. And when I say career, I don't know what I mean by that. But I just want to say really quickly what happened. I'm going to give you a really brief outline of what the hell I'm talking about right now from the top of my head. I'm talking about my biggest YouTube channel that I ever had back in the day until YouTube took it. It's down, it's gone now, but it was pretty big back in the day, mostly around 2009. The channel on YouTube was called Ojawall. What is that? For those that don't know, Oja is my name, my initials, OJA, Oatmeal Joey Arnold. That's me. That's my initials. And wall is like Facebook wall, except it's for videos, because that's what YouTube is all about. That's what it's all about, and that's what I was doing. And my idea was, I'm going to put everything on there, good or bad. I'm just going to throw everything on there. Then I may have other channels where I could have better stuff on it, fitness stuff on it, the good stuff. But the rough drafts and everything could be just thrown onto Ojawall. And so I was doing that, and it happened so fast. I started getting thousands of views, more than 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 on some of the videos. In total, how many videos got more than 10,000 views? It may have been a total of probably less than 100 videos got that many, over 10,000, and some of those got over 20,000 or 30,000. A few of them may have got as many as like around 70,000 or something. 69,000, I think I remember that number. It was a lot, and some of them, had more, and then some of the other ones had even more, and most of them were like around 10,000, and then some of them were 20,000, and so on. And it happened so fast, and it started happening around 2009, and I started getting to the point where I was feeling like, this is normal. This is normal. Yeah, this is normal. I was like a drug addict. Like, give me more likes. And that's the kind of thing that social media does to a lot of people on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and what have you. And it was happening to me, even though I sort of knew what was happening. I was aware of a lot of things, but not aware. But I was aware, but I was sort of like busy with everything. Back around 2009, 2010, I was hanging out with Blake Webb, and I was, doing things, doing this and doing that, and I was going back and forth and trying to figure things out. I was in my early 20s, and I was turning 25 in 2010, and that was back in the good old days in a lot of ways, and it was a crazy, wacky, internet era on YouTube, especially on YouTube. And so it was happening so fast, and I was just there for the ride, but I missed out on an opportunity of like really building my brand and building my channels. And part of me was was feeling like this is normal and I'm gonna do this, and that kind of explains why I started making so many channels on YouTube. I started making more channels, especially right after Blake Webb died in May of 2010. I started making a lot of channels, and then I was making accounts on Facebook and whatever else that I did, on the internet. I was just going around and doing all these things and trying to start things, and I felt like I could do it because I already started Ojawall, and that was getting thousands of views, and most of it was just people watching it because they thought I was crazy. And I did look crazy, so it's understandable. I'm not going to say that I wasn't crazy, and I'm not going to say that I'm not crazy. I believe in myself, and I believe that I'm more than just a crazy person. But that's only me looking at myself from my own point of view. I could be wrong about my point of views. I may be wrong about some things in or out. I mean, give or take, like, I'm not perfect, but I can look back and see how I was wrong about some things. It's hard to explain exactly what I'm saying, but I was running around like a chicken with no head, and I was feeling like I could really do a lot of things, and I wanted to do a lot of things. I wanted to start channels, I wanted to start projects, I wanted to really work on things. I wanted to, I had all these ideas, and I wanted to do all these things, but I was overworking myself. But I just wanted to briefly present that, all of that to you right now in this video. I just wanted to briefly remember the good old days or the bad old days. I was mostly infamous in a lot of ways. It looked like most of it was infamous in a way because back in the day when they had the YouTube video comments where you just click and instead of writing a comment, you just send in a video below the other video, and YouTube took that away. Hey, YouTube, what are you doing? But they took it away, and so I would react to some of the trending videos, and I would just like I'd do a little bit of karaoke, and a lot of them, most of them were just like music, whatever was trending in the music department on YouTube, and I would just watch it and react, and most of it was happening at the Moore Street core, where Blake Webb was the youth pastor, and we had these Apple computers, and I would go into the sound booth room that they had in the computer room all by myself, and he was just doing his own thing, checking his checking his Facebook and the other websites, and in the main bigger room with all the other computers, and I was by myself with the one computer in the sound room, and I was uploading these videos or doing them live. Most of them were like live. I think they were live, or maybe I don't know exactly if they were live or not. I don't remember when I started doing live exactly, but I would react to the videos, and then those videos would be below the trending videos, and so then people would see it and see this avatar, but I mean, when I say avatar, I mean the thumbnail in a video, and sometimes I had a goatee, sometimes I had no mustache, but I had a beard. You can see some of those videos, and some of them I still have, and some of them I may be uploading because some of them I had backups of, and so I could try to put it back online, put it back on YouTube or another website and show you. It's not necessarily really good, but it started getting a lot of views, and some of them 30,000, some of them probably 70,000 or more. I don't know exactly how many, but probably less than 100 in total were getting more than 10,000 views, and so that was, in my mind, normal. And I started thinking, I'm going to get more views than anybody else, and I could do it because, look, I'm getting thousands of views, and they're getting thousands of views, and I'm getting thousands of views, and I'm better than them, and I could do this, and I mean, I'm all into competition and bringing people down, bring it down. I'm going to bring you down in your face like a basketball smack, like when you're playing basketball, it's like you talk like that, and I was always into basketball all my life, and so it's like, this is what you do, this is what you do, and when you're in the game, I'm gonna shoot this ball in your face, and you're going down, and there's nothing that can stop me from bringing you down, kind of thing. And this is what I was doing, this was my mentality, and right or wrong, this is what I was doing, this is what I was going for. And I was all over the place, and that's my bad. But at the same time, people were they were attacking me and treating me badly over the years, on and off, and that's their bad. Shame on them, shame on me. So, give or take, and a lot of things were happening in and out. Like I understand it in hindsight. They say hindsight is 20/20 vision. Like retroactively, you can retcon anything, and retroactively, like looking back at things, looking back at life, you could be like, oh, I should have did this, I should have done that, or maybe they should have. You can do all that all you want, but it is what it is. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I felt about it, and I had mixed emotions, and I would look at the comments to some of these big videos, and most of the comments, like hundreds of comments, were just not in English. It was like in Dutch or German. Some of those languages, it was from like Germany and the Netherlands, and some of those some of those countries and in Europe were watching my videos, and so I was becoming infamous. Wasn't necessarily becoming famous. I might have had a few fans, and I remember like 2 fans that were commenting and saying like, "Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to say this, you need to say that," and we're your biggest fans, and I remember that. I remember those 2 guys, or 1 guy, and I kind of said hello to them, but I didn't do a lot, and then they disappeared, and maybe I missed out on an opportunity. Maybe I missed out on a lot of opportunities because I wasn't taking the time. And so a lesson would be the more of the story in all of this is like, you got to take your time. You got to be focused on building something. If you're building a channel, if you're building a brand, if you're building Oatmeal, if you're building something, you got to be focused. It's fine if you want to dabble in a lot of things and experiment, and I do a lot of that and stuff, and you can try things out a little bit sometimes, but you also got to be focused, and you got to really dig down into the heart of the matter of who you are, at the bottom, the essence of who you really are, and you got to know yourself, and you got to be focused, and you got to be consistent, and day after day you got to really be focused, and you got to be driven, but you got to be sounded, you got to have some kind of base, you got to have some foundation. That's kind of what Oatmeal is in a way. Oatmeal's not Oatmeal. It's not just about cooking food. Martha Stewart's not here in my background saying we're just gonna cook food. Even though, being healthy is a really good thing and having gardens and all that is gonna be really good. But the heart of the matter is what it stands for. There's symbolic hidden messages. This is not no Omega code, the Da Vinci code right now. This is not what we're talking about. The Arnold addict isn't stuck in my brain trying to come out, except maybe sometimes it is, but I can't tell you exactly what was going on. But you really gotta build, and you gotta be focused, you gotta be patient, and some of these things I've always known in some ways, but I know it at a deeper level, a lot deeper level now in some ways, and in other ways, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to explain the life lessons I've been learning over the years, and looking back at it, I can kind of see, and I can see both sides of the story, and so I'm not here to be like, man, I'm so good, I'm Oatmeal, I'll never do anything ever bad. I'm good, and everything I do is good, and so good, and people who think I'm crazy are stupid, and even though it's kind of true sometimes, it's kind of true sometimes a little bit, and we gotta like kind of compare and contrast, and there's a lot there. There's a lot of meat and potatoes there. So many potatoes. We find them in the gardens sometimes while I'm hunting for the moles, killing the moles, free the moles. Who else are we trying to free? Free Kathy, free Red Dog, free all the people, free them, let the zoo run wild. I'm a creative guy in a lot of ways, and that's chaotic. A lot of writers out there have this kind of problem that I have. I'm some kind of larger than life personality. I'm definitely larger than life. That's a reference to the lyrics to some of the famous songs out there from, like, I don't know, the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. Larger than life. But life is a potato. Life is a oatmeal. Life is a lot of things. So I just wanted to make this brief video. I'm not going to talk for 10 hours straight right now. Not in this video. Maybe another video. But you know that I like to talk, and I like to say things, and whether people can understand me or not, I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to talk and do stuff, and I'm going to try to improve upon myself, even though sometimes I feel like I'm already good, and that may or may not be true to some extent, but I am what I am, and I'm going to do stuff whether people like it or not, and maybe I'll listen to some people sometimes, and then build on that and build channels and branding and all these different things. But the point of this video was to kind of personify and summarize the Ojawall experience that was on YouTube that lasted until 2017 when they took it down, and I wasn't expecting it, and it happened, and there was a lot of drama with YouTube and all these big companies taking it down. And I have some screenshots, and I posted it on my blogs, and I talked about it. And I'm upset, and I'm not the only one who gets this. And it's a terrible thing for corporations to bring people down and bring it on, man. Bring it down. Bring it on, suckers. I'm not going anywhere. Maybe I should make a new channel and called Ojawall. Last night I resurrected the Arnold Attic in a way, but it's coming out of my oldest channel, L for OJ. And I created that in 2006, uploaded a video in 2008, and I've been building on that. Then I started Ojawall in 2009. I created that Ojawall channel that I'm talking about in this video in 2009. Ojawall is cool. Oatmeal Joey Arnold's wall. Ojawall. It's really cool. I like it in a lot of ways. That was supposed to be a good background channel that wasn't necessarily was supposed to be big. It wasn't supposed to be big. I wasn't trying to make it big, but I was reacting to, videos with the video comments that I would post under their videos on YouTube back when they had a YouTube video comments that they took away after a few years. And they used to also have Google videos. That was kind of cool too, but it's like, man, things were happening so fast, and I started expecting it, which is good and bad, good and bad. I can talk about that forever. Forever. Seriously, man, I can talk about that forever. You can talk about that forever? Shut up, Billy. You can really? You sound like one of those guys from an SNL skit or from the Mad TV skit back when they were a thing competing with SNL in the 90s. You're like one of those little tall mans, that guy that was kind of like Will Ferrell, except he was on the other show. Because Will Ferrell was on SNL and this other guy was on the Mad TV show. There was like a Mad, Mad with the guy with the, the buff teeth, and that guy, they had their own show, and they had a guy that was very similar to Will Ferrell, and he would play the boy, but he was a man. He was a man playing a boy, and he would have a voice like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" Billy Breaker, are you one of those transvestites? I want to say the word that has to do with incest, and I'm trying to say a word, I didn't say it right. But nonetheless, I'm a personality, and I'm a person that belongs in front of people. I've always known that, and so people have said that over the years and stuff. But nonetheless, I am where I am, and I'm doing stuff, and I'm going to do stuff, good or bad. I'm going to do some stuff, and then after a little while, I'm going to try to make some big decisions in my life. Maybe go somewhere, maybe live in another place and do other things after I'm done with this. Done as in whatever done means. I'm going to get to a stopping point in some of the stuff that I'm doing in my life where I am. So I'm doing some stuff. I'm doing some stuff, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about what I'm doing right now because the point of the video is to talk about Ojawall. And by the way, I just was mentioning earlier about Arnold Attic, and I don't have access to that. If anybody can save my video, what am I saying? You can save my video. Save my channel is what I meant to say. My words are not aligned with my brain. Okay, anyways, I'm insane. Okay, so in a good way. So it's possible to resurrect my original Arnold Attic YouTube channel. I just need to get access to a phone number that I used to have, 503-367-4695. I was sending messages to that phone number, and I was like, hey, this is my old phone number. I just need a verification code sent there, and you need to give it to me, and then I can unlock my channel. I have not heard any response from it. Maybe nobody has it or something. Nobody has that number currently. Again, that number is 503-367-4695. Again, one more time, 503-367-4695. Call that number and say, hey, Joey Arnold, need that number right now. please call that number right now. If you want to help Oatmeal, Joey, Arnold, please call and text 503-367-4695 and let them know that they need to give him the number, or let YouTube and Google send a verification confirmation number code there, and then just send it over to me, and then I can use it to unlock the YouTube channel Arnold Attic. But nonetheless, I didn't get a response after a few days, probably 2 or 3 days of waiting, and I decided I'm just gonna turn my L4OJ channel into the Arnold Attic channel, and the URL is still in 2 places at the moment. It's like I changed the URL to the Arnold Attic, but then I was checking on my other YouTube channel, and it still says user/L4OJ. So it's like there's 2 URLs that can get you into the Arnold Attic, the new Arnold Attic channel on YouTube. And then I uploaded a video last night starring Billy Breaker stuck in the attic while Kathy is down in the basement of the Arnold Attic. And we got a free Willie and free Kathy and free Brittany, free Kanye West and free Trump and free the drugs, free the nerds, the attack of the nerds, the revenge of the nerds. We got to do all of that as fast as possible. Nonetheless, here I am. So I don't have a lot of time right now at the moment, so I'm going to stop this video really soon. This video was meant to summarize some of what was happening with Ojawall. Don't forget Ojawall. Just wanted to say that I was riding a wave and I didn't really take advantage of the opportunities that I had. Sometimes that happens, and we can talk all day about the pros and the cons of the choices that I made, good or bad. Good or bad. I did this, I did that. We could talk forever about it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. People treated me badly. I treated people badly. Treated myself badly. A lot of things happen in life. And in life, this happens. But to confess is a wonderful thing in a lot of ways. Sometimes confessing is not so good in some ways or contexts. Long story, we don't have time to get into it. But for the most part, generically speaking, it is a good thing. Most of the time, the exceptions do apply to a lot of things. I make general statements, and people can be like, "But what about this? What about that?" Those are exceptions. Generalities are generalities for a reason. I make a lot of generalities, but I won't always say, "I'm making a generality." Stop stereotyping. But stereotyping is a generality in a lot of ways, and so it's not necessarily untrue. It can be weaponized, and stuff. But anyways, nonetheless, it is what it is, and life is cool and great and terrible and good and terrible and awesome and terrible and a good thing and lovable thing. What are you doing talking to the internet? Shut up, Billy. Stop yelling at me. You're talking at my father. Shut up, Billy. You didn't stop harassing me. Shut up, I've been harassed too long, and I lost all my channels, and YouTube, Facebook, get the jello in my mouth, Bill Cosby, come on! Alright, so here I am, I'm gonna wrap this up right now. I'm gonna wrap this up really sweet. Chocolate rain! Wait a minute, that's not how he sounds. He has a deeper voice than that when he was making those videos back around that era, 2010, 2009. 2009, whatever it was. Chocolate rain. Gotta get some more. I think I reacted to that video too. Stop laughing. I'm gonna laugh if I want to. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Anyways, quick summary. I could probably add to this video, make more videos about some of what I'm trying to say in this video, the heart of the matter and everything. I just wanted to kind of capture that era. I wanted to capture that moment and what was happening in my life and everything, and I'm not gonna be able to get into the details, but that's just a really brief outline of once upon a time, there was a man, and he was on the internet, and he just grew in popularity, or what was it? But he was getting a lot of views on Ojawall, mostly Ojawall, and he was like, "This is normal." and then he was running around, and then people died, and he was like, what's going on? And then he was like, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna make more channels and brand myself all over the place, because if I can make Ojawall and that gets thousands of views, maybe I'll just make random recognition and that will, and painting propaganda and ram rev, or what's the other ones, ironic misted and rah rah roo and different gumbo and black web. I didn't make a black web YouTube, and Jimmy Williams, and what else? I can probably name you the 30 to 40 different channels. Did I make more than 40 channels on YouTube? I don't know. And then a few other people made some channels with my name on it, and those are not mine, but nonetheless, life is a wonderful thing. You gotta go with what you got, and you gotta do what you can with what you got. But it's a crazy thing. It was a kind of fun time. It was a fun time in a way, and a terrifying time on Ojawall.